Welcome everybody to another episode of Furry Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Ferino. Joined by me is my co-host Christian Dyer. Our boy Deon is not joining us tonight because he has a migraine, so we hope he feels better soon. Um, we're here to talk about yesterday's football game after that excusable freaking like I can't even
So,
talk because it
well,
was so embarrassing.
well, so we started off good when it wasn't raining too much, right?
Mhm.
We could move the ball. We had a couple mistakes, obviously because it was wet. Um, we were running the ball well when Mitchell was still there. I don't think people are really realizing losing Mitchell in that game how bad that hurt us because Jeff Wilson Jr. fucking sucks. So I don't care what anybody says, he sucks. And like that really killed our run game. And then we were relied on dropping back and then throwing it in that terrible weather. On top of Lance had no hardly any time to throw, and he was running for his life a lot. Uh, what's up, Melissa?
What's up,
Hi
Izzy?
guys. Sorry, today's been hectic.
It's all good. I saw you were on
Seriously.
CG's show, so
It wasn't just that. Earlier I was late for that too because my dog lost his tooth
oh no.
and then it like went completely black somehow and like it got stuck between his other teeth, so I had to go try to pull that out, and then I had to go try to find out where the rest of his tooth was in the house. So it's been a crazy night.
I feel
Jeez.
it. I feel it.
So,
Or
like I was saying, I
need to get your butt in here, man.
yeah, fucking get your milk that ass in here.
You guys are never gonna let him live that down, are you?
He's getting all mad now.
All right, we'll have to stop then if he's getting mad. But
Yeah.
with the offensive line was not that great. Um, but even with that, Lance could extend some plays. He made some really good plays with his legs, evading
Hi,
the
Joey.
It's so Joey.
evading the pass rush and getting positive yards. Saved our ass
So
a couple times
you
with
don't
that.
think anyone on the offensive line looked good?
I mean,
Dude,
it looked
it's
really bad at
bad.
times. It was bad. It was bad.
I
Media,
liked Burford. I thought the only one bad
Burford
thing
looked
that
good.
he
Yeah.
had was the one false start. But
Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on quick.
Banks was pretty bad. He was pretty
Media, I
atrocious. He
sent you the
cost us a
link on Twitter.
touchdown.
All right. Go ahead.
He was freaking terrible. I mean, I don't
can I
know.
ask you
The
guys a
line.
question? Do you
Uh,
think it was mostly because these guys have not played together at all,
no, I don't
all
think it
off
was that. I
season?
think because if you look at the connection that Ayuk and Lance had, it was great. But with the weather, it's
There's
hard.
my boy.
There he is.
I had to do it. 'Cause you guys call it milk that anyways. I'm just gonna put it next
Yo,
to my.
Dion is gonna be so pissed if he goes back and watches this and he sees you
Dude.
actually own the name.
Yes.
He's gonna be
I'm
so pissed.
It's
Oh,
on-
this is good, dude.
It's on.
we gotta like
username.
take a picture of this and like post it and
Oh,
tag
I'm
it.
definitely doing this right now. I'm
where's
taking the
Joey?
picture
Joey,
right
come on.
now.
Trust me, you do not have to
Joey
ask
on
these
it.
guys to make something viral. If it's not Joey, it's gonna be Steve. If it's not Steve, it's gonna be Brandon. And if it's not Brandon, it's gonna be either Matt or Zach or somebody else from the Niners High family. That's the one thing you do not have to ask. It will happen. You just never know who's the one that's going on FF Pod or Niners Hive and then posting the pictures, and they never tell you. And that's the fun part because you try to like guess in your head who's the one who's on the account right now putting these damn tweets up.
So
Joey said he actually put the name.
But I can
Uh.
always count on it not being Christian because, as Christian has stated many times, he just barely ever used Twitter.
you can
Yes.
go look at my
So, plausible
No, really.
deniability for Christian.
feed. Pretty much.
Hey, you guys are gonna still make fun of me and call it, so it's like might as well just
It's not so much.
Hey,
Trust
we're,
me,
not, we're not
they-
making fun, man.
more-
They
it's
literally
more like
they
a
are not
term of-
making fun of you. This is their
more like
way
a
of
term of
initiating you
endearment.
into the Hive family. They're
Yeah.
giving you a nickname. It's
like
meant
term
to
of
tease
endearment,
and
bro.
everything like that little brother thing, but they are not making fun of you.
I need to ask Joey actually, like Joey in the chat, say Why'd you even decide to call me that in the first place?
Well, because of Brandon Ayuk and the whole milk dud thing when
No,
he was
I
on
know.
the whole brown outfit.
Yeah, no, I
We
know.
we were talking about it in one of the shows, remember? And then somehow I don't remember how, but he just brought it up, and then we're like, "Oh, milk
Yeah,
dud."
that's what I'm wondering.
Freaking Joey.
Why he brought it up?
But so I just think like the game plan, like going back to the game, I think the game plan was kind of not that great at times. The play calling was not that great at times. I think when things go wrong, Kyle seems to sometimes panic or like we lost our running back and things change. And I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I would have liked to see a lot more just read options and rollouts and just getting Lance on the move even
Use
more.
Jordan
Especially,
Mason.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
healthy.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
just. I mean, TDP, like, you can't put him in once there's an injury because he was a healthy scratch, but, like,
Yep.
you had Jordan Mason. Like, what the hell is with using freaking Kyle Juszczyk and
We didn't even
freaking
use
Debo?
Juszczyk.
They
Juszczyk
even
didn't even
used
touch
Juice.
the ball.
No,
I would have
but, like,
rather gave the ball to
But my
Juice.
point is, like, what's the point in past when they get injuries at running back to use Kyle Juszczyk, to use Debo, and to use Jeff Wilson Jr., who is not your, like, main back? Like, he can't do it physically. And I really like Jeff Wilson Jr., but that's not his specialty.
I'm not a big
He-
fan, but
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Jeff
Brandon.
Wilson.
I
is
say
just-
I was a big
he's-
fan. I
he's
still
not
like
it.
him, though.
I
He's
think
not it.
losing Mitchell hurt our offense a lot. I think
Oh yeah.
the penalties, the turnovers, the not getting a touchdown in the red zone, but the play calling was atrocious. I don't even know what the hell Kyle was doing. Like, it still seems like he doesn't really want to use Lance's skill set to the fullest and like game plan perfectly for him.
I never
I think-
understood why he doesn't make substitutes when guys get injured,
I
and he
also
wants to
think-
stay with just who he's comfortable with. That
Yeah, it's
never
annoying.
makes sense to
Because
me. Like,
he hinders the offense at times because he's
It's
stubborn.
like he has favorites, but just
Yeah,
then like
and
doesn't
I
want to
think-
like.
Like I don't see why we couldn't still put up more points than we did, because like even with it being rainy, like we should have
I
still been
think-
able to have a power run game and use Lance a lot more and move the ball. And
but
instead
did we
he was
have
having
like
to drop back how many times, and then in the terrible weather, rain.
we
and
had
also,
what 4 huge penalties on offense? We had 3 full starts, and we had the Brandon Ayuk's extended arm thing, which got
Yeah,
that
That
play
was
called
such a
back too.
bullshit call, though.
Yeah.
I just the penalties were worse on defense. Really, that kind of is what cost us a big time.
Okay,
But
here's my thing though.
I think it was worse on offense though because there was like holding calls and like, bro.
Yeah,
Even
Trent
if you
Williams
actually,
had that holding call.
I don't know if you guys looked.
I thought
but
it was
there
3
was
full
the.
starts on Brental, Burford, and Williams.
I don't know if you guys saw, but
yeah,
there's
maybe.
like the sheet, like you know how some of these guys tweet out like the pressures. I don't know if
Yeah,
you guys saw
I'm gonna bring
that.
it up right now.
Yeah.
I actually
But hey,
retweeted
our
it this
boy
morning.
Spencer Burford had a clean game in 36 snaps.
Yeah, he did.
yeah, that's good.
Yep.
I just would have liked to see. I mean, I guess it's hard to say like what the game plan is going to be.
Okay, here we go.
The rain must have changed it a lot, maybe. So like, I know I'm upset because I feel like Kyle could have done better, but
Okay, here
I
we go.
expect up and downs. But the defense let us down big time. Like
So
McGlinchey was shit. Burford was pretty
yeah,
good.
Burford 96%, which was good. Aaron Banks 80%. Jake Brindle 92%. Trent Williams 88.5, and McGlinchey 84.6.
Just being way too
Trent Williams though
Bad.
led in pressures with 3, and then Banks with 2, Brenda with 2, and McGlinchey with 2.
Yeah, Trent didn't have his best game. I know the rain makes.
Yeah.
I honestly,
Because he even had the penalty.
the rain really had a lot to do with it. But we should have still beat this team. Like the offense couldn't even move the ball, and somehow they scored 19 points on us. And I don't understand.
See, the penalties hurt us because if there was a good drive, it killed it and they sent it backwards. And then we had a lot of drops. Like,
Yeah, that's true. The drops
and-
were bad.
and
but
I hate
not-
to break this to you, like, we keep talking about how we weren't in the red zone, but do we remember where Debo was when he
No,
freaking...
he fumbled in the red zone. We didn't
Mhm.
score that touchdown on bad play
Mhm.
calling.
And that nice
where he
pass
kicked the field goal.
that should have been that could have been a touchdown with Croft.
He stopped
Um,
running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
hard
I-
to blame
um,
Lance on that because it looked like he slowed down. Like if he
Yeah.
kept going, it's a touchdown. You know, if Jennings is faster, that's a touchdown, and it's 14-0.
Hey!
Well, I love Jennings, but he's not a speed receiver. Like
The
You know what I
one
mean?
thing too is some of the players were, this probably.
Hi,
this is,
Fernando.
I guess you could say an excuse, but what's up, Fernando? But
So Fern,
I know the players were saying like in the second half when the rain was really really bad, because the ball was so heavy, it was so hard to actually like grip on the ball and
Yeah, like I understand
catch
why.
it.
Like it's hard. Like we're trying to come back from behind when the
and it
weather was
started
so bad.
pouring.
But
But
like
that also
what
goes
we
back to
should
why
we should
wasn't
have
Mason in there? If it was so
yeah.
hard to throw the ball, it was so hard to
Yeah,
catch the ball, then why the hell did
yeah.
you not
Why
use
was
the
Well,
running
I don't know
backs
TDP
that were
because
an option?
exactly?
I
Why was
that
TDP
I don't
inactive
yeah.
and not
I don't
trying to use him?
understand. I don't understand any of it. I don't like. I would have liked to see a lot more when we motions like the way we first
Yeah,
started the game with a lot more movement and emotions and normal Kyle offense, running the
yeah.
ball and passing. Like I think I think just making it's like a back row didn't help him.
All right.
Making
We
things
need
happening. Like
Dion here. It feels so like we need
Let
the
me
yelling.
the
I
yelling.
know, right?
I love you, Dion, but right
Hey,
now I've had so much negativity that I can't handle the yelling.
yeah. All right. Well, right now we're gonna check out what Trey Lance had to say in the post game yesterday, and I
Okay.
love how he takes responsibility of what he did, unlike some people that we will not name. So here we go.
No.
He who must
I
not be
love you,
named.
Brandon.
Defense kept us in the game. Had a big miss to Tyler Croft in the end zone. Tried to throw a perfect ball. She just put it right on him, man. He was wide open. Turned the ball over. Took a sack that knocked us out of field goal range that I shouldn't have. Missed Debo on the third down. It's another third down to Juwan. Just too many mistakes. A lot of stuff to clean up for sure for me. But man, excited. Still got my head up. Excited to get ready to go next week. Man, I made too many mistakes.
He's just
All right.
learning.
So
He,
yeah. So
see how he
from his
corrected himself on
statements,
the deep ball.
yeah, exactly.
He's learning.
And Fern says, "Damn penalties killing the Broncos. Penalty and turnovers actually do cost you games." Just a statement.
We
Those
had penalties on every part of the
those
game. Yeah,
penalties killed us. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why they won this game.
exactly.
And
Well, the
Because like in
reason
the
that
first
the
half, we
blown
had a pretty
coverages,
good
those
momentum.
blown coverages were
Yeah.
bad.
Blown coverage, execution. I mean, on
those
defense
two.
especially.
Mhm.
I love Drake Greenlaw,
Like
but
In the
Drake,
past,
damn,
I feel
Drake
like the
he
Greenlaw,
pass
was
rush
burnt
slowed down.
you
toast.
cannot, and I've
He
said this
was burnt
before,
toast.
he cannot go for the big freaking tackle and just give up his protection coverage.
Yeah.
It happened in the Lions game last year. It happened in this game, and then Tonte Pettis is left wide open
Yeah,
with no
because the
one on him.
problem was with the Pettis play, everybody was like going this way,
Yeah,
and
because it was a fake.
Drake Greenlaw was supposed to
Fucking
go that way,
Fumblerooski bullshit.
and
over
but
there.
Mhm.
instead he just follows everybody.
He wanted to go for the big tackle. That's
Yeah.
his one big Achilles heel that he just
Mhm.
and that's what Fred
I just-
Warner chewed him out for last year. He likes having that big tackle, and he gives up the gap. He's not there when he's needed there.
Exactly.
I mean, I think this game turns out completely differently if the weather's better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the
But I also,
penalties weren't
I
didn't hurt us as
penalty-
much.
I mean, I think it was the game goes a lot differently if Mitchell doesn't get hurt. He was averaging like over 5 yards a carry.
Dude,
Dude, every
Mitchell
time
was
he touched the
going
ball,
off
he
already.
was fucking
Yeah.
killing it, dude. He hits the hole, and he's getting 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. That fucking kills us. That killed us.
Brandon, do you see
Killed our
that
run
Kyle
game.
Juszczyk quote about Elijah's injury though?
No, I did not. Did you retweet it?
Let me see if I can.
I mean,
pull
it's
it
I
up
feel
real
bad because
quick.
like that's just it just sucks because nothing Elijah can do there. He's running and the guy just goes at his knees.
Yeah. So I mean, my next question for you guys is who is it? Do you like who do you blame for this L?
Kyle.
The whole team.
Yeah,
Kyle's
Kyle.
a big part, but it's a team
Kyle's
loss.
a big part, but I wouldn't say it's only him. Yeah,
Well,
There's
I mean, you
balls.
can blame it on the sloppiness of the players, the false starts, the playing out of position. I know Brandon, like, you don't think that it should have been flagged, the big extending of his arm for Ayuk, but he still didn't have to like throw out his arm in that play. It's just like it was silly, stupid mistakes. But I blame Kyle, not because I want to piss off my sister Denise because she's gonna tune me up if she sees this, but
Well, Kyle's
I think he gets way too cute, and he sits on these stupid leads, and he thinks that nobody's gonna come back. And I think that every time there's an injury, it's just like he chokes up. He throws away what he had planned, and he just plays with the few people he trusts, and he expects to just keep moving. And like in games like this, you have to take a chance. You can't play to hold on to the lead, or you can't play from behind by being like, okay, well, we're just gonna be able to do what we do. Like you gotta sometimes bring life to the offense, and I think he incredibly failed, not only not having Ty Davis Price in a rain game not being suited up, but I think it was a big failure not even to give Jordan Mason a snap or two. Like,
yeah, like the biggest thing too is, especially in the second half, he wasn't calling on offense to do anything to actually help Lance. Like Lance is a young quarterback, and they did nothing for his skill set to get the ball down the field, to move the ball in the passing game. They just having him sit there, drop back, let the fucking offensive line, who's doing terrible, fucking let him get all that pressure, and then he runs sometimes and then tries to throw. It's like he's got to roll out. He's got to move around. There's got to be motions. There's got to be, play action. That's the kind of shit that Trey Lance needs. He's not going to just sit back, drop back, and throw the ball. Like, he's not there yet. He needs what he's good at to be happening for him to do well. And in the
Brandon,
second half,
I sent them to FF Pod on a direct message.
Yeah, I just saw it right now.
And second half, and in the second half, it's like he was, especially when we were coming from behind, it's like he's set up for a failure the way we're running the offense. Like, I thought it was terrible. Like in the red zone, they're in the red zone too. Like when they're trying to score, I'm like, why is nothing being called that actually is like, it was terrible play calling. Like he fucking looked like you would have thought Jimmy Garoppolo was quarterback for the way the play calling was. It's like, what the fuck you doing? Like you have Trey Lance, fucking roll him out, fucking drag the fucking tight end, whatever, fucking figure something out. Like, what is this bullshit play calling?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even do like the bootlegs that you see like in the 2-minute drills to just try and get Trey Lance, in the rhythm. And like the thing is, even near the end of the game, like he didn't even like in the fourth quarter, he made the team take so much time off the clock and not like hurry up and try and get their ass down the field and score. Instead, they just take like 10 minutes off the clock.
Yeah,
and then
that's
they
the
have no
other thing I
chance.
never understood.
The hurry up thing was bad, and Kyle was ill prepared for this game. He was not prepared for the rain at all. You could tell he was ill prepared for this game.
There's a what do you call it? Nick Bosa post game.
Oh, he was pissed.
You hear what he said though? He's like something like where he's like, it's kind of frustrating where, they literally won the game basically with penalties, and
he said
they couldn't move the
Denver.
He said
I sent you the Armstead quote too, which covers
that. He said it's frustrating that game because you can't give a team an offense that can't move the ball, free plays with these penalties pretty much.
Yep.
It's like you can't give them a first down when they can't even move the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we screwed ourselves a lot. The rain didn't do well. Like we can't really make an assessment of this team this year yet until we play next week because.
Right. So we said a lot of the negative things about this game. There was some positives of this game. Let's talk about it. What did you guys see positive wise?
Trey looked really good at times, like evading the pass rush, extending the play, getting first downs with his legs instead of taking sacks. A couple times he moved up in the pocket, found
my boy John.
Sean,
no way!
Let's go.
John V, let's go.
How you doing, brother?
John V.
No way.
What's up, man?
Brandon, you were the best. Yes.
I had a little surprise,
Can't hear you.
Hey. John mutes himself all the time when he types.
He's doing something right now.
Yeah. throwback. It's not. People are blaming Lance because it's an easy thing to do, but it's not his fault. He made a lot of good plays. Some of the third downs that he converted on with his legs and then throwing the ball.
I mean, he did
that
have
one-
that bad pick though. That
Yeah,
was
I mean, it's just
clearly
because he was
his fault.
forcing it. He was trying to do what he could, and the ball. You see how, I mean, look how hard the rain was coming down when he threw that pick. Like he's trying to do his best, and
And
there's
he's
not.
the first person who will beat himself up from it, learn from it, and not
Yeah.
make the same mistake again. Like
Mhm.
it's not.
I don't blame him for the pick really, because if you look at the way the offense was going, there was not much he could do. We couldn't move the ball really even at all. So, I mean, it is what it is. But if you look, there's a couple times he moved up in the pocket, found a guy open for a third down conversion. Like he freaking extended a lot of drives. Like obviously we couldn't finish these drives for different reasons, but he took a lot less sacks than if Jimmy was back there because he
See,
extended
I
the
don't
play and got first
understand
downs from
why
that.
people. I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand why people are like, "Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo should have been in the game." No, he shouldn't have, because he would have gotten
10 sacked. 10
Yeah,
sacks he would have
he would
taken.
have gotten sacked at least 5 times.
I know. Like
It's
there-
because the winning
that
stat
one
stupid thing that they're all obsessed with.
He's
Oh,
a winner.
well,
Yeah.
Jimmy won against the Bears last year. He should have been allowed to
Mhm.
play in his hometown. Jimmy wins. This guy is making these silly mistakes. He's overthrowing people, but it's like everyone keeps forgetting that the reason we made hospital balls a thing is because this is what he did to these players to get them injured.
dude, you know how many times freaking Lance did hit his receivers in stride? That one to McLeod. Oh man, that was beautiful.
Even the one early on with Ayuk was.
Oh, I know, dude. They were perfect. That's what I'm saying. Like, he had some bad
Yeah.
throws, but it was fucking raining. Like, it's hard to throw the ball when it's raining. You guys
Yeah,
ever
and
try
I
to throw a
think
big
that's
football
why
when it's raining?
I think that's why next week Kyle will try and make him get into a rhythm and not just because like was it you, Christian? I think said it right. Like he didn't. Kyle Shanahan didn't really get Trey Lance into a rhythm this game, and so I think next game that will be the case where.
See, what I've always thought about Kyle is Kyle has a certain game plan, and everything in it has to work for him to keep rolling as a play caller. Like, it
Yep.
has to. If something
He
goes
always says
wrong,
if this
he
play
doesn't know
goes
how.
negative, it's going to set up this,
Yeah.
and this. Like
Yeah,
And then he's like,
exactly.
"Oh,
He
this
really does
play
not-
worked.
He doesn't
I'm
know how
not
to
gonna
add-
use."
he
doesn't know how
really
to
does not
ad-lib.
do well when he has to like throw the playbook away and just make it up
Yeah.
on the fly.
Like
And
his
then
ad-libbing
Kyle
is terrible.
Shanahan's like, "Oh, okay, I used this play once. Cross out. I'm not gonna use that again."
Like in the Super Bowl where he stopped giving Debo the end arounds. So Debo
Yep.
was getting 20
Yep.
yards of carry on him.
And stopped giving Debo the ball in the NFC Championship game last year.
Well, that
Yeah.
goes all the way back to 2018, where George Kittle was
Mhm.
almost beating Shannon Sharp's single season record in one half of freaking football, and then never gave it to him at all
That
in
was
the
the
second half
Denver
ever
game, right?
again.
That
Yeah.
was I was actually
Yeah.
at that game.
And then he goes and says, "Well, they were all over Kittle. They didn't let him up. And if I had known he was that close, I would have forced him himself in again." So what was it, Kyle? Was it that Kittle was being covered because he dominated the first half so much, or was it because you just completely forgot to use him in the second half?
It's just you know how it is with Kyle. It just things has to go right. But when things are going right, we're unstoppable. That's the funny thing. It's either
John's
you
on
know,
the
there's
play
no
call.
middle ground with Kyle. It's either really really good. Or
Are you
fucking
watching the
terrible.
Hawks game?
John, let's get your take on yesterday's game. Now that we've all calmed down from that horrendous loss,
What's up, family?
what's going on?
What's up, dude?
What do you want me to tell you guys? I mean,
Who do you blame for this L? Let's start off with that.
I blame. I don't blame Kyle. Kyle's had his fair share, but this time, a lot of this is not on Kyle. I mean, it looked as good as it can look in a nasty, wet. I mean, look, the offensive line is going to make mistakes with a young quarterback that holds on to the ball too long. I mean, I'll say it. I love the kid. I support the kid, but
It's true.
we knew that these things were going to happen along the way. So anybody that's surprised that holds on Trent Williams, holds on, was it Brendel or was it
Brendel and
Burford?
Burford both had false starts.
So look, you're going to have these mistakes, right? especially in a torrential downpour, right? So you want to play in a tsunami, you get what you get, right?
Mhm.
I thought that Trey did excellent, trying to keep plays alive. He did not look comfortable. He looked like hasty,
Like you
looked
running
jumping
for his
around,
life.
like uneasy, just
Mhm.
completely uneasy. And
Mhm.
no, I mean, listen, the pocket was not. He had a pretty
It was
decent
not
pocket.
pretty.
I looked back today. I mean, there were plays, but I mean, there's going to be plays. Not every play
Mhm.
is going to be clean. But you know what? When the rain eased up, we did not take advantage.
No.
By the time the rain came down late, beginning of the fourth quarter, it was already too late. We tried throwing the ball in conditions that you should not be able to throw the ball in, that you shouldn't throw the ball in. But we also were getting 2.4 carries with Jeffrey Wilson. And by the time that dude's accelerator kicked in, the gaps already had closed up. There were gaps for him, but he could not hit the holes.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Well,
it's just like, I say
here's
if Hasty were here, if Hasty were there, we probably would have been a little bit, we probably would have gotten the 5-6 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Trey was getting 6.5. Elijah Mitchell was getting like 6.8, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Debo was getting 6.5 or 6.8 or 6.4, somewhere in there. And then Jeffrey's giving you 2.4.
He could have even tried to give Ayuk, because like I know Ayuk did have one run for like 7 yards.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the
Jeff
game.
Wilson's slow as molasses, dude.
Here's my next question for you, John. Why do you think we didn't see Jordan Mason at all?
Kyle's not going to put the ball in a rookie's hands.
No.
Especially not in a game where he could potentially fumble. And we don't know if he's going to fumble. We don't even know how secure. We don't know how secure he holds onto the ball. So Kyle is not one to put all of his eggs in one basket with a rookie. So I mean, he'll tell you that, or he's told us that, right? So the expectation for me was not. He put the veteran back in, which is the right decision to make. We just didn't get what we should have gotten. If Jeff could have gotten us 4.5 yards a carry, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Give me 3.5 yards a carry, bro. 2 yards a carry? I could probably give you 2.4 yards a carry and die. But I could get you 2.4 yards. I'm sure I could get you 2.4 yards. But I'm going to die.
He's just.
I
was kind of annoyed when they kept him on the team.
I have a question for you guys. How do you feel about Kyle Shanahan not like rotating the running backs? Because he did that in 2019, but doesn't do that anymore. How do you guys feel about that? Because I don't like it just because we're getting
anybody.
Because we're getting so many injuries now. Like look at Mitchell; he's out for 8 weeks now. Like Kyle needs to go back to rotating.
Even in 2019, like it was mostly the Matt Breida show until Breida got hurt. And then it was Tevin Coleman's show. And then when Tevin would get like banged up, it was Raheem Mostert like in the Saints game or the Panthers game where it was already like the other two had their plays, and then he come in as like the third back when things were like kind of comfortable. Like even then when Kyle like would kind of use like 3 guys, even then it was like he went with his one guy, and then if the guy needed a break or was injured or if it wasn't working, then he make the substitute. And it's just, I think the more years it's happened, the more
more veterans,
and it has to happen. Kyle just he doesn't want to break that, and it's
you have to have his
frustrating.
Trust. He doesn't trust you.
You got to get into a rhythm. You got to get into a rhythm. You got to get a few carries before you just. So before we move forward, B, to answer your first question, it was obviously the 12 penalties for 99 yards. Come on, dude.
I agree.
I'm watching right now. Denver's got 11 for 101 before. That was the last I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is not working in their favor.
Yeah.
Geno Smith looks like Russell.
Yeah.
It's not right. Russell doesn't even look like a Hall of Fame quarterback right now on a loaded roster. He looks uneasy. He looks confused. he's holding on to the ball too long.
Mm-hmm.
DJ
So-
Jones was looking like he had a pretty good game from what I saw.
He's been getting to the quarterback, and he's been getting his
Now the
hands up.
Seahawks
He's
social
tipping
media
balls.
team's about to like post something crazy because they're the winning the division.
So I had, I was watching. I think I was watching First Take this morning, and they kind of mentioned that especially with this whole new schedule thing with 2 weeks in between preseason and the season. I mean, we weren't the only ones that kind of looked all like.
Look at Green Bay.
I mean, look at Green Bay. There's a bunch of teams that literally looked.
I love that.
Like they weren't there.
Raiders.
You had Pittsburgh
But
and
they got a good
and
excuse.
Cincy freaking can't make field goals.
They can't
Well,
even
hey,
throw
they're
the
like-
ball to
hey,
the right guy. What do you
Cincinnati's
mean?
Cincinnati's long snapper was out, and that makes a big difference for kickers. Because
But
I
yeah.
want to see that.
the
Butt
change of the
curse.
way that they spin the ball and the way the ball's.
Plus, Burrow
Close.
had 5
Yeah.
turnovers.
Well,
Yep.
Burrow was under fucking attack all game. They couldn't block for 5 seconds.
I think, but everybody's like overreacting because it's kind of like the Niners. He has a lot of change on the offensive line, and so
Yep.
they have to gel
Yeah.
too, just like our offensive.
Yeah, he had no
So-
time.
So before you joined, John, we were kind of moving on to the positives of the game. What were your positives from takeaway from the game?
I mean, I thought that Trey made some throws, made some great throws.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting almost 7 yards a carry, including Debo.
Yeah.
Trey was getting 6 yards of his own. I mean, we were moving the ball. That's as positive as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
But then Aziz is hitting a guy sliding, and our Greenlaw is pulling on a face mask after 2 defenders are clearly handling the situation. The penalties were terrible, dude. And I think it was just Trey made great throws. I think we saw growth. And then I think we saw a little bit of what's to be expected. We win this game if we don't commit the penalties. I'm certain of that. To see Dante Pettis break one on us,
Oh,
anybody.
he was
Can
wide
I-
open.
can I-
man.
Anybody.
Speaking
Straight
of
out of the
Dante,
fucking graveyard.
speaking of Dante Pettis,
Yeah.
Straight
Hey,
out of the
Can I
I
just
mean-
say that the one that hurt me the most was Equimini St. Brown having a touchdown?
I have never even heard of him. I
He's
did
not
not
a
even know
slouch.
he was in the league.
He is a slouch. Have you ever watched Dan Packer game?
This is going to happen. Those guys, we push those guys to the brink. They're talented individuals. I mean, they're still pros, right?
I'm
They're
not
gonna.
questioning.
We gave it to them. We gave them.
John, I'm not questioning that the Bears don't have some talent. I'm just saying it's Equimini St. Brown and it's my brother. This is never going to be dropped. This is
Well,
personal. This
you know.
isn't about professional.
Your
Yo.
brother is always going to torment you with winning
Absolutely.
downfalls of this team, no matter what. You give him an inch, he'll
You
take
know,
a mile.
you know his joke today? No joke. He goes, you got lost. You lost to a field. And then he goes, no, you got lost to 2 fields because you were even playing a quarterback named Fields.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is a fucking athlete and a good and he's a good quarterback. He was
struggling
big
just as
reason
much though in that game.
Bro,
Well, yeah,
I
because
hate
he-
how
they-
people.
because they can't block, but he helped really. His plays, big reason they won that game. Like he made some shit happen because he extended plays.
Yo,
The crazy
got?
thing is people are saying, "Oh, Justin Fields was so much better than Trey Lance."
Not
and
even close.
That was the reason they won the game. Like, bro,
Hey,
what? No.
Brandon, can you pull
Fields
up
got the
the
touch. He's got the reps. Fields has
Eric
got the reps
Armstead
over
quote
Trey.
that I sent you?
I mean, yeah, but
Oh, which one?
playing wise,
The Eric Armstead one.
Fields wasn't that much better.
Did Fields look comfortable to you?
The one where
He
he
looked
looked up
comfortable to
at the thing and they told him how
He
many
looked
yards
he-
there
he
were
was
for
getting
the
pressured.
penalties.
He looked cozy. He looked comfortable. You know
In
why?
the second half,
Because,
he did.
because he had reps all last season.
I didn't get it.
We made him look uncomfortable.
I'll
we
resend it.
were disrupting them. We were pressuring him. He still stayed to this game, right? I mean, it's just that's the downside.
Mhm.
Trey does not have enough games under his belt.
Nope.
John, can I ask you a happy question?
Yeah.
How much did you lose it when Talanoa Hufanga had that big pick?
Oh, I was pumped. Yeah,
Yo,
his
he came to
stats for
play.
the game were excellent.
Hufanga was the best player on the
Yep.
field for
Can't
the
take
49ers.
nothing away from it.
Hey,
We've
besides
seen
that,
growth in other positions too. I was so happy. I was
It was
besides besides that blown coverage that he gave Dante Pettis, he did pretty
That
well.
was more on Greenlaw than it was
Yeah, I
on
don't-
Talanoa Hufanga, because Greenlaw
Man,
bit it because I think it was Mooney was on the fake and everybody on that side was, concentrated on Mooney, and Greenlaw was supposed to be there to be on the other side with Hufanga, and he completely, this is what I love and hate about Dre Greenlaw, is he was so concentrated on having that big tackle, that big moment, that he completely threw off his assignment and went for the big play, and it was a 4 fake.
He played what he actually thought.
It's his one huge Achilles heel.
We just didn't play well as a team. Not the discipline was terrible, which seems to be a thing with Kyle's teams. He doesn't really.
that's on D'Amico. That's on
That's
D'Amico.
true. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's true. It is on D'Amico.
That's on D'Amico. Now Kyle can get in his ass and be like, what the fuck?
That's true.
That's on Kyle to get in D'Amico's ass and get these guys in one shoe. Like, bro, right now, Greenlaw, if Greenlaw's not in D'Amico's shit house right now, you can guarantee that Greenlaw is in Kyle's fucking doghouse for a fact.
He made a lot of fucking mistakes in that game.
Yep. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about this. So we just found out we're losing Elijah Mitchell for 2 months. How much do you think this affects the team?
Trade for Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, but
It
Lefty, if we
affects the
did that,
team as much as when we lost Mostert last year.
Yep.
yeah, but this gives us a chance now because now Kyle knows that Jeffrey is not moving fast enough.
He's
Now,
got 2 rookies.
I'm not waiting to see how he does in Seattle because I'm not waiting for Jeffrey to
Should have kept Tracer.
suddenly get
Kyle.
quicker.
Should've
No,
kept
honestly,
Tracer.
Hey,
Mia
John.
should have kept Hasty. This is Hasty. Hasty could have. You don't think Hasty could have done better than Jeffrey yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, he could have.
I think so.
As much as I hate to admit
I
it,
just
brother,
don't like Hasty. I just don't like.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan either. But you know what? When the going gets tough, when we need that speed and that shifty little bunny hop shit that he does, that was exactly when we needed it yesterday. There were
John,
gaps.
What happened to that running back on the Browns? The other one, Johnson, Dearness Johnson.
Ernest Johnson, he's there. He's chilling. He's available, I'm sure.
I'd get Kareem Hunt.
No way. We could never afford to pay him.
I also
Just get
don't
him for
want
the
to.
year.
I don't want to off the field's asshole like him either. So I'd rather go
That's
for Dearness
true.
Johnson.
We could get Marlon Mack.
Yeah, that's true.
Is Marlon Mack a free agent right now?
No, he's still with the.
He's
still
on
with
the
Colts,
practice
right?
squad. No, I thought
Colts?
he's with the. Is he with the Colts or the Texans?
He's the Colts running back. I thought.
Didn't
not
that
it.
one
They're back
Texans
up.
player
No, I
just get
think
signed to their
I think it's the Texans.
practice squad?
Going back on Hufanga real quick, Joey says it was Hufanga. All 22 showed Greenlaw was on running back and Pettis was in Huff's zone. Till Huff quickly left the zone to follow the play.
Yeah, Jesse did a
All 22
YouTube short on this.
Yeah.
We talked about it briefly on his show last night. I called in for the first time.
Nice.
And I asked him if he felt that Hufanga was the spy on that because Dre Greenlaw was playing the running back, but the play broke down, right? Like I think Breezy said that it looked like they anticipated a sack. You saw the whole secondary shifts to the other side of the field, leaving the nearest defender 16 yards away from Dante Pettis, right?
Yeah.
It was a broken play that
Marlon Mack is
Dante
officially
capitalized
on the Houston Texans practice squad.
But yeah, that's what
Okay.
I thought.
How's he on the practice squad?
Okay.
He's a good running back.
I remember everybody was like, huh? Why is he on the practice?
Yeah. Well,
I think we have it in house. I think TDP and Mason with Jeffrey in goal line situations.
But does Kyle want to use those two guys? Like that's I think the question.
You know what, dude?
So the rain,
They made the 53. Use them because you
Yeah.
have no other choice.
I agree.
the rain. He
2.4
obviously
yards isn't going to get it done.
he obviously changed the way he was doing things because of the rain. Like no Danny Gray yesterday.
Yup.
And then no
Yeah.
TDP. The rain had a lot to do with the way he did stuff. I just think he didn't prepare well for the rain. in my
TDP
opinion.
didn't make sense. I get why he didn't play Danny Gray because I think the Niners obviously want to use him as that
He was
deep
more as a
threat.
deep. Yeah.
And so like they weren't going to go deep, and if they do, maybe there's an injury risk. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want Danny Gray to have another purpose other than
The deep zone.
burner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like figure out how to.
Well, I think he could run
use
routes
your
okay.
Speed, use your
I mean,
speed
you
and
could
slants
use
and
him
just
like
burn the
Debo.
coverage.
you could use him like Debo, where you just do the short, and then he just takes it for a bunch of yak.
Right.
There's a lot of ways to
Right.
use him. I think not just for the deep threat. I think he'll be.
I just think that I want him to be used more than a deep threat.
Yeah, I agree.
Me too.
You know,
I agree.
but
Totally.
we did the same thing with Goodwin. Goodwin
Yeah.
Godwin.
couldn't catch the ball if it was handed to him. Like it would hit him in the helmet, it would hit him in the chest, hit him in the shoulder pad. Like, dude, what are you doing? At what point are you going to put your hands up?
Mhm.
So we just
think Gray's better
once
than
we
him.
get a burner, we just put him on a go route and send him out. I hate that. It's
Yeah.
effective, but I mean, everyone's going to like San Francisco's not known for having a burner. So suddenly you see Danny Gray in a wide spread in a wide set. Then what? Were you going to drop the coverage?
Shit, I'd put him on a drag route and let him get one early, get one quick, and take it.
So I think that we went into that game a little overconfident,
Yeah.
and I think the defense did exactly what the defense was supposed to do, minus
The second half.
penalties. Kyle said that they had anticipated field sliding. They prepared for it, and we still pick up a 15-yard penalty for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one that they called on Aziz is bullshit because like it's hard to stop on that kind of. On that
I
I
saw
barely
grass.
even touched.
And
saw
you could even see that he tried to like go over him and then like
Yeah.
arch his body not to touch him because he really didn't even touch him. Like he just landed
Yeah.
on top of him but didn't touch him. That wasn't a penalty. They just called it because it looked like one. Like I think Aziz did everything he could to not get a penalty, and they still gave him a penalty. It's like you have to know in a point with football when you're playing in fucking monsoon where the field is a piece of shit that you can't really fucking stop. Like what's he gonna do? Like
we dog walk them right into the end zone.
I know we did.
They didn't earn. They did not earn the touchdown.
No, they didn't.
No,
The Pettis touchdown. They
That
didn't
was
earn
the-
that shit.
Oh yeah.
that was the penalty that helped him out.
Yeah.
That was going to be a fourth down.
That's why Bosa was pissed.
We had them off the field
Mm-hmm.
twice.
Okay, so I got kicked a lot yesterday. Could you guys tell me what the hell happened on the Travarius Ward penalty? Because I didn't get to see it.
Which one?
I believe it was
Okay.
a hold, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a hold. He held him a little bit.
Yeah, but I thought Travarius Ward looked good for most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Moody
he
looked,
looked really
looked
good.
pretty
Yeah,
awesome
he looked
yesterday.
good.
The corners played well for the most part.
Yeah.
The
I didn't
whole
even
team-
notice Womack.
I
He almost had a
remember
pick,
Womack only stepped up because of what, the one penalty or the one blown
Well, he almost
coverage, and
had a
they
pick.
called his name or something.
He almost had the pick
Mhm.
or something like that. But it is what it
Weather
is. We didn't
conditions were
capitalize on
complete
opportunities.
garbage.
Hufanga gets that interception. We don't capitalize with points. So
Here we go. I found the Nick Bosa conference real quick. Let's share
Oh,
it.
I know when he's pissed.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Oh, he was so
Oh
pissed.
yeah, for sure.
He knows
When
we
he
showed
talks
deep-
slow, when he talks slower than he normally talks, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why my internet is acting up right now.
First half, we were stopping the run all day. But yeah, just killed ourselves with penalties. Let them continue to drive the ball, and that monsoon, it's going to be penalties and turnovers. So,
Yeah, we beat ourselves pretty
Yeah.
bad in this
Even
game.
Trent Williams said it right. Like,
Yep.
he knows we beat ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when we needed
Yep.
to throw, it was too late. The weather had already made it
Yep.
extremely difficult to move the
Yeah,
ball.
because the
after
players
that.
were saying like in the second half, like because it was way worse, the weather.
Yeah, Debo even said that it was
Yeah.
heavy and everything.
That's
Brandon,
He
hard
said the
can I
ball
show-
felt like it was waterlogged or something, right? Is that what they said? The
Mhm.
ball had a heavy.
Yep.
Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Share screen. Can I get you guys' opinion on Juwan Jennings yesterday? Real quick.
Did really well.
I agree,
Oh.
Joey. I agree 100.
What did he say?
He said this team
They
knows
know.
it
They know
fucked
they
up,
fucked up.
didn't handle business.
Yeah, they know.
I didn't want Trey to carry
Totally
it. I didn't
agree,
want to
Joey.
see Trey go up there and give the national media the satisfaction of bearing all the blame on him. He took all the blame, and I thought that was,
He's just a leader. That's what leaders do.
you know, I get it, man. But don't you know you have to know when
Can
you're
you guys
stepping
see
into
this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gotta keep it on though.
Okay.
See, Tracy said I looked up at the scoreboard and they had 25 yards rushing and the game in control at one point. Definitely, we shot ourselves in the foot with penalties. Ark Armstead said that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yep, I
We were
agree.
kicking the shit out of them, dude, and then all of a sudden,
Dude, we beat them in everything.
the first half.
Sadly, this ain't a first half game, and so if
Yeah.
it was one half, we would have won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is. Things we're
Just
gonna
tell me
have
what
these.
you discussed at halftime. What
Exactly.
the fuck did you discuss? What did you say? what did we say? I
And
don't
that's the thing.
understand. Like,
Kyle likes to have these teams hang around
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't want to just close it away, and is way too conservative with his play
Fuck,
calling.
he's
And
so
it's like,
conservative, dude.
okay, I've called this play and it actually worked. I'm not gonna call it again.
His
And
conservatism.
it always happens in big games too. Like
Yep.
the Seahawks
terrible
game
at
in
holding
week
leads.
17, we were up big at half, and then he sat on the lead again, and then it came down to Drake Greenlaw having that huge stop on the goal line. And if Fred Warner had gotten that huge penalty, I don't even think that happens. Like, it's crazy.
Yep, I agree. All right.
It's done.
He's lost 2 Super Bowls for his nonsense. So you can't tell me otherwise. Everybody would blame it on not Kyle, but
All
he's
right,
lost. He's literally lost 2 Super Bowls for being a dipshit.
I mean,
You'll never tell me otherwise.
I mean, I push back a little bit, but I mean, I guess it's all in your own opinion, man.
I mean,
I see why you feel that way.
he
but
went away from everything that worked in that Super Bowl when we had a 10-point lead. If he kept doing what was working, we would have won. Literally,
Yeah, but I mean, we couldn't. We were getting.
Well, our
they
defense
stacked
wasn't
the
really.
box. They
we were
stacked the
still
box. They
running.
took-
They stacked the box, and we were one small arm tackle away from Mostert breaking an 80-yard touchdown, and then we never ran it again. Every time
That's true.
Every time Debo touched the ball,
But Mike
fucking 10,
Person,
15
Mike
yards.
Person was a liability.
Mhm.
There were so many things to that. There was more to that Super Bowl loss than you think. I'm not going to go with the
Yeah.
Bosa holds. Mike
And
Person
last year didn't even
was
give
a
the ball
liability.
to Debo in the fourth quarter.
That was a bullshit call on George Kittle for holding as well.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
they didn't call
garbage.
it when his arm was actually hooked and he couldn't
I
even
swear
grab
the
onto the
There was
refs
ball.
some
like
pretty-
hate us
I mean,
in the Super Bowl.
There were some pretty egregious penalties that they screwed us out of, but I still think if we stuck with the running the
Refs
ball,
hate us
we
in
would
the
have won.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Look,
but
we got-
It
we got-
happened
we're
in
4
the
minutes
Ravens
away.
Super Bowl too.
We're
so.
4 minutes away from Seattle potentially
Being the
losing
top of the
this game.
division.
If
17-16.
Denver's down a point, if they can
All
control the
right, we
field
need
right
a
now,
pick. We need a pick.
No, they
Denver
turned the ball.
couldn't
No,
get
they
in from
turned
the
them. They're
2-yard
done.
line?
It's 4 now.
Denver just got the ball
Four
back.
now.
Oh, okay.
Denver's
good.
about to punt, or Denver's about to receive the punt, and
All right, they just need a
Typical
field goal.
typical Russell Wilson. The only touchdowns he gets is the one he could launch down the field.
And then the typical
does
Russell
not
Wilson,
look-
everybody's like, "Oh, he should be the MVP for the
doesn't-
first 5 weeks," and then it's like, he looks so bad.
Dude, Justin
no,
Herbert.
he looks unsettled in this offense.
Justin Herbert
Yeah,
and
he
freaking
does.
Josh Allen are the best 2 quarterbacks in the league.
Weapons, dude.
Right now.
Weapons. Here.
But isn't that always the thing? It's always Dak and Russell that they always want to like keep pushing to be MVP, and it never pans
Dak
out
can't
for
get out
them.
of his
Russell
own
Wilson.
way.
Especially
Yeah,
Russell Wilson.
Hey,
Dak's thumb now. This dude. is
speaking
just
of
racking
Dak,
up
like-
come get Jimmy.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
get Jimmy, please.
Kill
Give us
guy.
Tony Pollard. Hey, give us Tony Pollard.
Listen,
We'll give
I'm
you
going to
Jimmy.
give you one hot take
Yo,
before we
Tony
go, and I'm
Pollard
going to tell
would
you
be
this right now.
sick.
Go ahead,
Go
John.
ahead.
I love Trey Lance. I support this man through everything. I don't care if he loses the next 7 games straight, but Kyle Shanahan does not trust Trey Lance enough to move Jimmy anywhere, and he certainly isn't going to move Jimmy within the conference. It's
Why
not going to happen.
It's stupid
will
to
not
hold
happen.
on to him.
Is he? I agree. I agree, and no one hates that more than you and I. But the fact of the matter is, he does not trust them.
I get it.
And if you believe that you have a Super Bowl team here, you are not going to leave the future in Brock Purdy's arms.
I
You're just not.
The thing that just bugs me the most is like you were complaining first that nobody was interested, right? Then you were complaining that nobody was willing to give you the compensation that you would want. And now you're complaining that the only teams who are beyond desperate enough to make a play after you restructured him and brought him in and started all this nonsense, you don't want to give it to because you don't want them to succeed. So like at some point you have to cut the Band-Aid and just be like, okay, well, we did this to make him tradable. Just trade him already and
What
get
if you
the
never
players you
intended to?
need.
What if you never intended to? What
I
if this
honestly
is
don't think
all
they'd
a bunch
wanted
of smoke
to.
and mirrors?
Because John, you can't tell me that
I think if he doesn't have
even
surgery, he's on the Colts.
before Dak got hurt, you can't tell me that the Giants literally wouldn't have grabbed at any other shot to have something behind Daniel Jones because he cannot stay healthy, and Tyrod Taylor
True, but
cannot stay healthy.
Jimmy had a say.
You can't tell me that the freaking Seahawks wouldn't have loved another option over Drew Lock and Geno Smith. Like
And we're never trading him to the Seahawks.
Yep.
You know
Zach
what?
Wilson
the truth
got
is,
hurt.
I believe
You're
that
telling me the
John
Jets wouldn't
Lynch-
have loved to have anything besides Joe Flacco?
I just don't think that Jimmy would go to any of those places. I honestly believe
Go to
that
Dallas,
Before
though.
he could have been traded before he signed.
think-
Now
I think
Didn't
he
even
would've
the
gone to
Rams
Cleveland.
want Jimmy? Didn't the Rams also want Jimmy?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they say, dude. Who fucking knows?
I
I want
think-
Jimmy. Eventually, we're going to find out.
Mhm.
We're going to find out one day that Kyle and John begged this motherfucker to stay.
Well, that's what they're
Hey,
saying
well-
now. They're saying that they supposedly went to him about a month ago. We're like, this isn't panning out the way that you wanted it to. We're not
He
getting
screwed
what
his
we
own
wanted
self over
to.
all that, though.
So how about you swallowed it up, get this new contract. We'll give you fully guaranteed money you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and you stay here just cause.
All right, I'm gonna share this real quick before we leave, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
just get you guys' take on this before we head out. Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh God.
What?
They should not.
What did Russell do?
Trey Lance?
Oh,
Should we
Joy
right
Taylor.
Ball.
Oh, the hell with me with Joy Taylor.
No, they should not regret starting Trey Lance over Jimmy G at all. You know what happens when you draft a rookie young quarterback? You have these kind of problems. So if you don't want a young rookie quarterback, don't draft one. That's what happens. You have a young quarterback. That's what it is. talking all this about Jimmy Garoppolo, and we might get into it a little later. I think the Cowboys could use him, but the market said we don't want Jimmy G. We good on Jimmy G. The whole NFL, everybody need a backup. There's some teams that could really use someone with Jimmy G's talent. And where's Jimmy G? Sitting right there next to Trey Lance, right up on that bench next to Trey Lance. You got the whole NFL. Everyone's like,
In the rain.
Oh, we good. We good, bro. We don't need that. No, this is what happens when you have a young quarterback. He is going to struggle. And to be honest with you, I'm giving the Niners a pass on this. Congrats to the Bears and Justin Fields. I love seeing Justin Fields have some success. I'm rooting for him. But they were playing in a swimming pool. So I'm going to wait to judge them until they get on land. That field was ridiculous yesterday. Like, we got some cool, social media pictures and stuff. It was fun,
cool.
sliding,
Cool.
We love playing a game and all that. That was ridiculous that game was even played on that field. It was a swimming pool. So no, Trey Lance is going to struggle. That's what it is. I understand your point about having veterans on the team. I understand that, but if you don't want those problems, don't take a young quarterback.
How do you disagree with that?
I know. It's true. You have to expect the bumps with having a young quarterback, and then also
Look, I'm never
pool.
gonna tell you guys.
But not
that you
all of
should
it was
consider
on
starting
him.
Jimmy.
There were drops by Debo. There were fumbles by Debo. There was drops by Ross Dwelly. There was drops by Kyle Juszczyk.
Tyler Croft.
But none of that, you know what though, Izzy? None of that is interesting unless you put it all in this little young kid with the quarterback controversy in San Francisco. You know it as well as I do.
And John,
They don't
and
give a damn.
I respect that for the average fan or the average person who doesn't do podcasting. But I think when you get the podcasters involved and the podcasters start pushing the stupid narrative that he's a bust, that he should be sad, that he should be this, that he should lose his job by week 7, even before this game even snapped, that's lazy. And the sad part is, a lot of people are like myself, where we don't listen to national media anymore. So these podcasters, their weight is taken too seriously, and now everyone is pushing the agenda that these podcasters are wielding out there. That it's just, it's disgusting that you just like, okay, you keep saying Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have it. Jimmy can't stay healthy. You can't do this. You can't do that. You don't want to overpay for some broken down quarterback. You don't want to deal with a knucklehead like Aaron Rodgers. Like, at some point, you gotta either just like what we used to talk about in 2020 when you and I first became friends. Like, sometime you have to get out of that comfort zone and you just got to make a move and deal with the consequences that come in. And it's like, I would rather have the mistakes from a young bunch of players trying to learn the positions and to grow from and learn from than have the same stupid quarterback that can't stay healthy, who makes the same mistakes game in and game out. And then we're like, well, why isn't things changing? Like, it's a very definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting this different results.
Yeah. I just think that this team is in a very I think that we're in a very uncharacteristic situation. Like, we are a very good team that traded up to get a quarterback, and now we're dealing with all the fallout because of it. Teams that make moves like this are rebuilding and trying to build around a quarterback or build around their studs, right? And here we are, loaded, paying top positions in their respective categories, and here we are trying to, we're drowning in fucking podcasters and the national media, and it's just, a quarterback controversy is the worst thing for a team, and we're seeing
too much toxicity. And
Yep.
as long as 10 is here, there's gonna be negativity, doubts, and why aren't we going with the winner? Whether you even believe he's a winner or not, that freaking storyline is gonna hang over all of us like a freaking dumb axe.
If they move Jimmy, Izzy, if they move Jimmy, I will be so fucking proud. I will be so fucking proud that they are willing, that they are going all in, fucking chips to the center of the table with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. I will be so fucking proud of this organization.
I feel it.
I will.
John, I promise you, if it ever happens, if they ever man up, I promise you, I will never, ever complain about Nick and his stupid banjo playing ever again.
I'll do the fucking gritty. I'll do the fucking gritty.
Damn.
I will be so proud. I will be so proud that they grew the balls to go all in with what they have in the quarterback room and move Jimmy.
Yeah.
I will be fucking proud.
Let me. I wanted to comment on Joey's comment about it being Jimmy's 30 for 30. No, it's going to be called that motherfucker in the arena.
Oh my god, yo!
Oh, you
we're
guys
getting
not
all
get the
these
reference? You remember when fucking
It
Brady
would be,
said,
though.
fucking,
There's
"You're
gonna be
going
a
with that
lot of
motherfucker
dirt."
again"?
Yeah. Although
I-
I
you
hear
guys
that
didn't
it's
get it.
not. I heard that was not. Brady was not referring to Garoppolo.
It was
I
Derek
heard
Carr.
that Brady was Derek Carr.
Yeah, I bet it was Garoppolo though.
Yeah.
Yo, when
for the
when
sake of
Dana White is
conversation, we can
pushed
say
into
that.
a freaking corner by Gronkowski being like, dude, admit it. We had the deal all sewn up. All he had to do was say yes, and Gruden said no. Like, you really gonna tell me that the Tom Brady was offering his services not only to the Niners and the Raiders,
Well,
got dissed by both, and then he also dissed the Miami Dolphins, who were like even saying, "Oh, we'll give you ownership." Like,
Well, you got Brady's he grew up a Niners fan. Of course, he wanted to come play here. That's what Rodgers
okay,
wanted
but
too.
so what? Aaron Rodgers grew up a Niners fan. Josh Allen supposedly
wanted
was a
to come
Niners
here
fan.
too.
Like, the Niners were a great organization. I'd be shocked if more quarterbacks weren't Niner fans.
Man,
All the
imagine
Niner
we had
fan
all
quarterbacks
three.
are really good. It's funny.
Jesus, could you imagine?
Like, how many
Trifecta.
how many of these mobile quarterbacks now all say that they were fans of Donovan McNabb or of Michael Vick or these other guys that were doing it? Like, this is exactly
That makes
why they
sense,
become
though.
fans
It
of
makes
this. Like,
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they were fans of mobile quarterbacks. I mean, there weren't many, right?
no.
Fuck, I forgot about McNabb. Shit, I
love
totally
McNabb.
forgot about
I was a big
McNabb.
fan of his. I was a big fan of
I mean,
McNabb.
honest to God, like if I
Yes.
would have gone Vic, Russell, who else was mobile back in the day? Shit, there weren't
McNair.
many. Nah,
McNair.
that
Yeah,
was
there weren't
right
many
there.
as there is now. That's for sure.
And they were big motherfuckers too. They weren't skinny fucking slouches. They were big
Yeah.
body
Well, like,
dudes.
I mean, Steve Young wasn't very big, but he could freaking run.
Steve was dope. Like I started to
Yeah,
go
dude,
back
that guy
and watch
was-
some of the old games of like just to
There's
see
like-
like because this is the shit that Trey's watching.
Yep.
Like this
Yeah.
is the shit Trey is watching, you know. So I want to see what Trey sees, and Steve was a fan.
Dude,
Yo,
but there's
I
never
want
going
to
to be
know.
another. There's never
on,
going to be
Christian.
another lefty. There's never going to be another lefty like to play. Like
What do you mean?
Steve
We
Young.
got
Like,
you,
we're
Christian.
never going to get another left-handed
Yeah,
quarterback that plays like
Christian, we got you.
that. Fuck, dude,
Yeah.
my arm.
We got you. We got
I'm
you,
so
milk
fucked.
done.
My arm's so fucked. You left-handed?
Yo, we need Steve Mullen to like make a graphic of Christian with the monkey coming off his back now.
Is Mullen the guy that
I'd love to have another
Breezy
lefty
was
quarterback.
talking about?
What?
Is Mullen the guy that does the nice overlays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also
You don't
part of
wanna
the
know why-
Niners Hive family.
You want to know why we don't have any lefty quarterbacks? Because they're all playing baseball.
Or they're Tua.
Well, yeah, Tua's one, but Tua sucks.
Tua.
He's
Isn't
he's
Kyler Murray one
disgraceful.
too? No, he's right. You got Tua and you got
Yes, Joey, my left arm
Tua,
is fucked.
Tua had a
bro.
QBR of like, I think he had a QBR of like 101.
dude Tua threw an interception that Tyreek Hill grabbed out of the guy's hand. I mean,
You sure did.
Tua sucks.
Why the fuck can't we do that shit?
Because Tyreek Hill can fucking
Yeah, it
Zip
looks
line around the
Tua's
field.
the left guy right now.
Did you guys see some of those low throws that were low and into the water? Get the fuck
Yes.
down and catch that shit.
I know.
Everybody else gets down low and catches shit.
Mhm.
You know, get down low and catch that shit. Now, I've been listening. I watched show after show today.
Oh,
Trey
God.
is getting blamed for the overthrow on Croft.
Mhm.
He
Croft
took
slow
blame
down.
for it.
Fucking, that is not overthrown. That was a beautiful ball. To
Croft slowed
someone
down.
with a little bit of fucking speed,
Yeah, but
Dwelly
John,
catches that shit.
Yeah.
that fits their narrative that he's a bust.
I get it. Oh no, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
If that's Kittle, it's a
Totally.
touchdown.
But I'm just trying
Yeah.
to plug other players on that play, and I'm saying Dwelly catches that shit.
Juice catches
Yeah,
that.
did you see
Juice-
him on the sideline? It went right through Dwelly's hands.
Juice would have caught that.
Not many. Not that. The one thing I can say positive about Dwelly is he can catch the fucking football.
I
He
hate
can
Dwelly.
block a plastic bag.
Why do you hate Dwelly?
Thank you.
I do not like
Thank
Ross
you.
Dwelly.
Somebody else who hates him.
How do you hate Ross the boss?
I just don't like him as the second tight end.
I don't like him on special teams because he always gets a flag. How about that? How about every single time Kyle keeps pushing him like he's going to be a Kittle or a Warner and he can block and he can't do that. He does one like little Justin Pugh alligator arms push off and then he lets the guy run around him and blow up people. How about the fact that he can have great hands, but he doesn't always make magic when you actually need him? It's just Ross Dwelly had those 2 nice touchdowns in Halloween like 3 years ago, and everyone keeps holding on to that. And I'm just not a Ross Dwelly fan. I'm not a Kyle Juszczyk fan. I'm just not a fan of these people. And I wish to God we could move past them and develop some of these other guys and give them a shot, but we're never going to do that. So I will stay bitter.
Joey says, Diamond Hands Dwelly can't block my 7-year-old nephew, but he can catch. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to end it for us. We talked, I think, enough about this game, but we'll move on. It's only week 1.
I just wanted to ask real quick, what did you think of all the new talent that played yesterday? Like the Burfords and the...
Melissa, you keep
and
trying
the
to keep it going. We're trying to
Wards.
go home. We go to bed.
I know, but okay. I've been waiting for this, okay? Like, I DM Brandon. I'm like, when are you going live? When are you going live? When are you going live? Like,
Yeah.
this is something very happy for me, and there's not been much happy. So,
All right.
excuse me for being the over enthusiastic Hive fan that annoys everybody.
Well, how about this, Izzy? When we do our preview show, we'll talk about it.
You can answer her question, guys. It's fine.
Okay.
Ask your question.
All right, media, go ahead. You go first.
Sorry, what was the quest?
What did you think of all these new players that got a shot to play yesterday? Like the Charvarius Wards that we finally got to see. Like we got to see Spencer Burford. We got to see the Odoms and the Womacs and all these other new talents that we brought in. Like I know it was bad, but there was also some good that I think is not really getting talked about.
Yeah, so I mean, Burford, he played a good game, like I said earlier, had a clean sheet. And so he used the best offensive lineman on the team yesterday. I didn't notice too much of Womack, to be honest, but like Charvarius Ward, beside that one penalty, he played really, really well. Who else? On the defensive line, I'd say.
So the Hawks just beat
like
the
Drake
Buffalo.
Jackson, I guess, was pretty solid.
Oh, they took a timeout. Okay. Sorry.
Did you say Drake Jackson?
Yeah.
He looked good.
Okay.
Yeah, he looked good.
Drake Jackson.
Family, I gotta go because however this ends. Oh God damn it!
They call a timeout. We're okay.
Gemma, I hope
Okay,
you're
I gotta
hiding
go.
so Marcus
I'm gonna
John's
get
about
this.
to lose his
Listen,
mind.
I gotta go.
All right.
Family, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Love you,
See
John.
you later,
I'll
John.
see you soon.
All right.
64-yard field goal.
Damn, dude. Okay. Well,
What?
Joey said Burford was good. Brindle was expected for a 5-year backup. Charizard was as advertised. Ray made his plays and not new, but Kinlaw looked good eating double teams. Oh, yep. Seattle just fucking won.
Thank you,
How?
Joey.
What'd they do? Kick a field goal?
Yup. So it was a 65-yard field goal.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Hey, it's easier a little
All right.
bit for us though, because now Seattle's not gonna want to like come in and like try and win.
I'm
Dude.
telling you, it's gonna be a letdown game if they're like this hyped that they beat Russell.
Oh my God! Pete Carroll looks like he can't believe they just won.
Brandon,
Wow.
thank you for bringing on John. That was a really nice treat.
How does Russell
No
Wilson
problem.
come and lose to his old team who's trash?
Dude, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I really
Didn't
don't know.
Baker
That's
do,
a parody
I
of the
bet
NFL.
Russ is like.
didn't
I
Baker
wish
do the
we didn't
same
play
thing this
them week
weekend?
one.
He
Yeah.
completely like choked against the Browns.
Russ was probably like, I don't want to play them.
All right, y'all. We're gonna end it, but we'll be back for the preview game for Week 2 against Seattle sometime this week or this weekend on Saturday. But we'll definitely let you know. Until next time, go Niners.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.